Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, after watching Blonde, I finally got around to watching The Mystery of Marilyn Monroe, the Unheard tapes. Now, I saw the preview for this. It's a Netflix documentary. I saw the preview a while ago, a couple of months ago, and I got kind of excited about it. I actually thought we were going to get something new. For some reason, I thought there were going to be new interviews that were found of Marilyn's. I don't know where I got that idea. The documentary, and I just watched the trailer again, like, how was I confused? Is about the tapes that were made by Anthony Summers when he was investigating the Marilyn case after the case was reopened in 1982. Now, for all those who don't know, the case was reopened in 1982 after a lot of information came out, but they just went and interviewed the same people they interviewed in the original investigation, didn't investigate any of the people that the information came from that motivated the case to be reopened, and made the same conclusion they did in the first place. So it was a very superficial case that was reopened. It was reopened just to say, oh, look, we did it. We opened it, there was nothing to be found. They opened it and didn't look at any of the things that had been found. Now, Anthony Summers, he showed up, he had planned to just investigate it for a couple of weeks. He spent 3 years on it. He interviewed so many people, and he has all the tapes. And this documentary is him going through, much like his book, going through the information, but instead of just repeating the information, writing it, obviously, actually playing the tapes and having the people's actual voices tell the story. And they have actors lip syncing and just photos while the interviews are being played and so forth. He even got Peter Lawford, he got everyone. He got Billy Wilder, John Huston, hairdressers, dressmakers, assistants to JFK. He did speak to everyone, and he did get to the bottom of the fact there were wiretaps, there were recordings of Marilyn and JFK. She allegedly was taken from her home. She was found comatose. She was taken from her home, and she expired in the ambulance. Just found on her side in the bed around 11 o'clock. People were sent over. They sent her to the hospital. She got to the hospital but died in the ambulance. Some people say she died on the way, some people say she died on the ambulance. She basically got to the hospital but expired, and they took it back to the house and they staged it to look like a suicide, although the rumour is it wasn't a suicide, that was something to do with the Kennedys. And there are various testimonies to that effect, that people saw the Kennedy, well, Kennedy, I was going to say the Kennedys, but Robert Kennedy go into the house, leave in an helicopter. There was a log that was found. One reporter actually tried to investigate it back in the day, and he'd heard this, and he went and found the person, and he saw the logbook, and he spoke to the guy who did the flight and picked him up. So there is allegedly, evidence that Kennedy was in town and he was involved, whether in killing her or whether just in her being upset enough to take too much medication and accidentally kill herself. And it is baffling that they had all these, and this is all the sort of thing that's being testified to some degree, and these were these sort of revelations and bits of information that motivated them to open the case, and then they didn't speak to any of those people. So that's my understanding of the case being reopened, that they reopened it and they just re-interviewed the same people, got the same questions answered with the same answers, and then just said, look, there, we did our job, nothing wrong here, and moved on, and didn't actually speak to any of the people who contradicted, the story as it was, laid down at the time. So it's interesting to hear some of the interviews and to hear him talk about it. I really wish he'd make all these interviews public. I mean, I get that he gets paid to make documentaries like this for Netflix and makes a lot of money, but I hope when he passes on, he gives all this to a university or some sort of institution or someplace that just puts it all, converts it, puts it all online, and gives it, to the public. All these interviews that he's done on, in paper, on, recorded, it should all be part of public knowledge, part of public domain. And I get that while people are alive, they want to use this stuff so they get paid to make documentaries and so forth, and people come to them. But once they're gone, I think it should all just go into public record, and I hope this happens with all these interviews in time. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. It's a good documentary. It's just not what I thought it was in my head. There was no new interviews from Marilyn that were found or recovered, and there are ones out there. But it was all just people interviewed about her case in 1982. So, yeah. I'm going to go.